Hey guys, what's happening? This is Forgo Nation. I had a lot of requests from you guys to do a DPS comparison between a CTP of energy and a mind damage obelisk. So that's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to see what the difference is, if there is any difference, on old Psylocke. So let's take a look at the build real quick here. She has almost 31,000 energy attack. She has max attack speed, 37 crit rate, max critical damage, max ignore defense, and max skill cooldown. Now a little note for you guys. That critical damage there would not be maxed out if we had our mind damage obelisk. The mind damage obelisk has crit rate on it, so actually we'd have about 20% more crit rate, and we'd have, probably a little bit like 38%, I think 38% less crit damage. So those are things to keep in mind. So we're going to have more critical damage with this CTP of energy, but we're going to have more crit rate with the mind damage obelisk, which means, when you have more crit rate, that means you have a higher chance of doing more crit hits. And a crit hit is your damage multiplied by your critical damage. Well, it's kind of like this, guys. The more critical damage you have, the harder you hit. The more crit rate you have, you're going to hit harder more often. You really want both to really get the max amount of damage. So it's kind of a, damned if you do, damned if you don't thing if you only have one of them maxed out. You really want both of them maxed out. Now, let's take a look at the rest of the build here. She has all 5-star Urus, first and last gear 25. All of her gears are at 6. And when you take a look at old Psylocke here, all of her skills are mind damage. So, usually with elemental characters, we always give them, the elemental damage that they need to bump their damage. And in her case, it's mind damage. And that's why this is going to be really interesting. Now, I tried to be as fair as I could. I didn't switch around Urus or anything like that. We're going to run with the exact same teams. But all I did was just switch the obelisk, because that's actually all we're testing. Because a part of the CTP of Energy's kit is having the critical damage. And a part of having that mind damage obelisk, at least on mine, is having the... Whoops, that's not it. Having the crit rate. So that's just a part of the obelisk, and we just got. But this is a 40% mind damage obelisk, is what we ran with her before. So it's gonna be interesting, guys. It's gonna be interesting. And she has a mythic uni. So guys, I just want to get straight into the action. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna test her against Ebony, because I know that's where you guys are really curious. Is she better against Ebony or not with a mind damage obelisk or a CTP of energy? And then we're going to take on Cole, because Cole is my world boss of the day. I'm still trying to get them freaking blast books. Haven't had any luck at all. All I need is one more. And we're going to see what she does with the mind damage and the CTP energy. So let's get into it, guys, and let's rock and roll. Okay, guys, so we're going to start off with stage 65. We're not going to use any strikers because we don't want to skew the damage. And guys, just remember, when we're doing these kind of tests, especially when there's damage procs involved, you're watching to see how many times I land the damage proc correctly. Now, I always start with the 5 on Psylocke, and then I use the 1 to get close to the world boss, and then I hit the 3, try to get the attack buff and the crit rate, and then I hit the 2, 4 for the mind resistance down, and then I go into the 5, try to get the residual damage from the 4 onto the 5. And we're doing pretty good so far. This is with the mind damage proc right here. And then we'll do the CTP of energy. And what we're going to do is we're going to run this for 2 minutes and see how much damage she does in the 2 minutes. And it's pretty insane, honestly, that she can do stage 65 against Ebony without any strikers. Now, if Ebony starts iframe and all, that's really going to cause us to lose a lot of damage. But so far, so good. We've been doing really awesome. Thankfully, she's got some mind control on that fist skill. And we can keep Ebony locked down for the most part to where we can get a hold of them. Now against Cole, it's going to be a little bit different story, but we'll get to that when we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Keeping the proc. Yeah, that was beautiful. Freaking girl is insane, man. Freaking insane. And this is going to be really interesting because Ebony has he's susceptible to elemental attacks. So you would think the mind damage is going to do more damage than the CTP of energy. And remember, my CTP of energy, I didn't even say this in the build, but the CTP of energy and the mind damage both have 180% damage proc. That way I try to keep it as fair as possible. So if you had a mind damage with 200% comparing to a CTP CTP of energy with a 200%, you'd get the same outcome as long as your gameplay was virtually the same. Now we're coming up on that 2-minute mark. Just about there. Come on now. Okay, we got to run around, get away from all this crap. So this is something to keep in mind. You know, Ebony did go in a little bit of iframe. So we've got it at 3 minutes here. And midway through the 9th bar with a mind damage obelisk. So let's see how she does with the CTP of energy. Okay, so now we got the CTP of energy equipped. And, you know, same exact team, guys. Everything's the same, no strikers. And we're just going to do the exact same rotation. And hopefully, Ebony does an iframe a lot. And hopefully we keep our proc where it belongs. There's that proc. It's what we want. Came a little late, but that's all right. And remember, we were midway through the 9th bar at the 3-minute mark. Oh, yeah, we're doing real good. Real good. Not too bad. The damage looks pretty good, but I don't know, guys. I think the mind damage was looking like it was a little bit stronger, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. You know, a lot rides. There's a lot of variables when you're playing with damage procs. You know, if that damage proc is coming on time, say for one obelisk, it's coming on time at the beginning of the proc, well, at the beginning of your skill, then you're going to be able to do more damage. So if you're using a mind damage obelisk and the proc comes at the very beginning of the skill, and say I'm using a CTP of energy and it's coming at the end of the skill, well, whenever you're landing the proc correctly, you're going to be able to do that much more damage. So this is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Run around here, try to avoid all this crap. And we're going to play the exact same way. We're just going to wait a little bit. And then we're going to get him with our 5 here. Try to get him under mind control if we can. There's that mind control. I missed my 2 there. Crap. That's all right. That's all right. We'll get him. We'll get him. We will get him. It really, I know I said this early, but it really is insane that this girl can do stage 65 like this. This is crazy. Oh boy, I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's looking like I don't know. It looks like that mind damage is doing about the same amount of damage, if not more. Yeah, man, that thing looks like it's doing a little bit more damage, or at least the same amount of damage against Ebony, guys. I mean, if you look at this, we're midway through the 10th bar. So with the mind damage obelisk, she did an extra bar in 2 minutes. So yeah, it's looking like the mind damage is definitely taken against Ebony, which is to be expected, but a little bit of a surprise, but a nice surprise, especially for free-to-play players. So let's get into the Cole action and see how she does there. Now against Cole, it's going to be a different story because supposedly Cole has elemental resistance. So if that's true, then the CTP of energy should definitely do more damage. Now, the thing about Cole, guys, is he can guard break you very easy, and she can get guard broken very easily. You can get caught in the tornadoes like I just did there. You can get guard broken. So these things really play a part in how much damage you're actually doing. So yeah, I mean, it's, you know, keep an eye on the run. See if I'm landing the procs where we want to keep the procs. Now this is with a mind damage obelisk right now. And all we're doing with Cole is we're just going to, for this run here, we're just going to go down until he goes into his little phase. And then we're going to pause it and see how long it took to get to that phase. Okay, so we're going to pause it here and see how long this took. Okay, so we're at 4 minutes and 24 seconds. So it took 36 seconds for her to use the mind damage obelisk to get him down to this phase. And remember, it's about midway through bar 9. So let's see what she does with the CTP of energy. Okay, so now we're going to be using that CTP of energy, guys. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go to the 4 minute and 24 second mark where we stopped with the mind damage and see how much damage he does with the CTP of energy here. How much she does. Oh, I look like pretty good damage right there. I got caught in that tornado, man. Freaking sucks. Do the 5 here. Man, that looks pretty sweet. That is some pretty sweet damage. Oh, Psylocke, man, one powerful mofo. So we're almost to the 4 minute and 24-second marker. Okay, so guys, she did 2 extra bars with the mind damage obelisk. Now I know, these runs weren't exactly the same, but that's a pretty damn big difference. So if you ask me, I would just roll with the mind damage, man. I wouldn't even play with no CTP of energy. And I really don't think the rage would be better either, to be honest, guys. It might be a little bit better because you don't have to worry about timing as much. But honestly, I just go with the mind damage, man. This thing is freaking amazing on her. But let's go ahead and finish this fight out because I want to try to get the one of them blast books. So let's unpause it. Now we're going to tear it up. And I really do hate playing her against Call. I mean, it's not so bad here because we're just doing stage 30 and I have max raid level and she does so much damage that it really doesn't matter. We're not using any strikers, guys. I mean, the girl really is OP. Oh, man, crap. Ah, crap, man. I got caught there. That was not good at all. And this is why I paused it at the 4 minute 24 second because he didn't go into his next phase until the 4 minute mark. So I wanted to make it fair as far as, how much DPS she did in a certain amount of time. So guys, you can let me know what you think, I mean, do you think that the CTP of energy is better than the mind damage? I mean, I don't think, if it is, it sure as hell isn't by much. Not enough to where I would care, I can tell you that. I mean, she is damn strong just having that mind damage, man. And it really makes you wonder if Cole really does have elemental resistance. It really makes you wonder if he actually does. So she pretty much mutilated this. I knew she would. So guys, let me know what you think about this DPS comparison. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. And I didn't get no freaking books. Dang it. Take care, you guys.